must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
It is ridiculous and it is against the laws of nature that we can have somebody sitting pretty who takes home more money than the credible entrepreneur who is doing actual production of goods and services.
We always say it as it is. It is only in this country that when a thief is arrested, you hear elders from their tribe saying, he is our son and he is our thief.
If you are deviant and I call you leader, probably you are already a leader, but you are leading in the wrong direction.
We want to see the role of the youth in the security, governance, and the development.
The youth that I meet and work with here, you know, we call them the millennials and X and Ys, this and that. They don't necessarily want to live like their fathers and grandfathers, do business like their fathers and grandfathers. They're more independent, they're better educated, and they're the ones that are making everything move in this region.
We look at the issues, we talk about issues that impact people's lives in Africa. The African peoples themselves continue to cheer bad leaders, and because they cheer them on, they continue to be misled.
Let me ask you, doctor, would you rather be somebody who does not enjoy so much freedom but you are rich?
Yes.
Or you'd rather be poor who you are actually imprisoned by the poverty itself?
My goal is not to come here and say, I want the majority ownership, I want to own this, I want to own that, I want to do this. My goal is we all make money and we're all happy, and I help build a big business here.
Punchline is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa. In the fight against corruption, it has been demonstrated throughout the world that unless you sustain the war, and it is a war, remember that there are individuals not only in Nigeria but throughout the world who suckle from the breasts of corruption. And they are not just about to win themselves off the suckling. They must be forced out of it, and they'll fight back. Because there are individuals, even in government, in all sectors of government, who now take their children to school on the basis of money corruptly acquired. They live in houses that are corruptly acquired. They do everything on the basis of things that are acquired through corruption. So when you want to stop it, they are going to kill you. They are going to ensure that you are neutralized. These are the people that you are fighting against, because these are individuals whose conscience is dead. And they are going to do anything on earth to prevent you. In fact, when one chooses to fight corruption, one must remember that he or she can't be eliminated at all times. And what President Buhari, and indeed any other president in the world, must do is to recruit the population. If the population has been wedded to the idea that corruption is a bad thing, then that is the beginning of the success of that battle. When I see, for example, your former Minister for Petroleum being investigated in the United Kingdom without being a sadist, I'm very happy. Because if you look at the wealth that he is alleged to have accumulated, that is unexplained wealth. Even if he lived for she lived for 1,000 years, she would never make that kind of money. James Seabury, who was prosecuted, convicted, and served sentence in the United Kingdom. What lacks in Africa is punishment. Impunity is alive and well in Africa. And we, the electorate, as I say, times without number, are in the business of celebrating thieves. We must stop. Yesterday, Barrister Farana said it very well, that we camouflage theft by giving them nice English names: money laundering, fraud, embezzlement, and all those veneers that make them look as if it is some kind of nice game. Let us call these men and women by the right name. They are thieves, stealing on an industrial scale. They are murderers. And once we begin to call them like that, and they have a mark of Cain upon their forehead, and we shun them, has it been done in African countries? Yes, it has been done. And I keep on repeating, in countries such as Tanzania, they are being dealt with. In Rwanda, they are being dealt with. In Mauritius, they are being dealt with. In Botswana, they are being dealt with. Once you begin to deal with them, then the others who may want to behave like them will begin to take the cue. We must, in the nature of things, earn what we earn through the sweat of our brow. That is the only way in which Africa will realize their potential. Many of these individuals who are in positions of leadership in Africa don't want to leave because they are thieves, and they are scared. They are scared that if they left office, they would be prosecuted. And my view is that they should be prosecuted. You know, individuals such as Hissène Habré, who we know what he did, was it in Chad, are a good example to the leadership that impunity will not thrive. Because I've been talking to a friend of mine from the Cameroons who tells me what is happening in their country right now. And other African countries are blind to it. It doesn't even occupy the headlines of the neighboring newspapers of the country's neighbors' newspapers. Yet the Cameroon now should be in the same position as we see the conflict in Catalan in Spain. Yet we are attacking it in page 13 in newspapers in Nigeria, in Liberia, and other countries. The time has come that Africa must learn and realize that the world is not bothered about Africa. The world is only bothered about Africa when they want to take the resources of Africa. Then they bother. They want oil, they bother. And I'm using the word bother in a very deliberate fashion, not in the traditional orthodox fashion. They bother when they want to take our timber. They bother when they want to take our bauxite, when they want to take our coke, when they want to take our uranium. But they don't bother about us. They come to our continent without disrespecting the elephant, and they want to preserve the elephant so that they can come and watch the elephant, but they don't care if 100 Africans die. They want to preserve our monkeys. They want to preserve our leopards and our other animals, but they don't care about us. To them, Africa is a zoo of sorts. And until the day that we Africans realize that we are on our own, we are going nowhere. And very soon they are going to shut us out, if they have not shut us out already. We'll not go to the United States of America, we'll not go to Europe, and I'm happy that we are being forced to stay in Africa. Let us stay in Africa and build Africa. I mean, what does Africa lack in terms of resources? What do we lack? If it is solar energy, which continent is capable of producing solar energy to light this continent and the entire earth? If it is hydroelectricity, what can we not generate? If it is minerals, if we wanted to make bombs, if we should, where do they get their uranium from? If it is timber, what don't we have? If it is human resources, we are 2 billion of us, and we are people who have intelligence, and yet we are kept in a constant state of conflict. The Europeans, the French persuading their former colonies that they are more French than they are Yoruba. They are more French.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa TV, broadcasting all the way in Nairobi and London and Uhuru Park wherever you were in Uhuru Park, this is Labor Day, an international Labor Day celebrated all over non-capitalist states. In capitalist states, they don't celebrate it. You know, this Labor Day was founded by the socialist parties and the communist parties of the East. So it was usually viewed in America as a non-existing thing, because American capitalism and the British capitalism opposed any workers' rights. Workers had no rights. They were under they were serfs under the chiefdoms of those days in industrial areas, industrial revolution, agricultural revolution. So the Labor Day was not celebrated much. In Britain, it's not celebrated. It's a working day today. In America, it's a working day. The rest of Europe is working, except Russia, China, the rest of those places, and the former Soviet Union states in the Central Europe is recognized as a Labor Day. The rest of Africa, we do recognize it as a Labor Day. So thank you very much, workers, all of those who have helped us in industries, in hospitals, in all institutions, hotels, media, every place where you have been. This is your day, a resting day for you. But some of us whose services are very essential, we must be on duty and bring you the breaking news, the news headlines, continue with our struggle against corruption. Our stand is to help President Uhuru Kenyatta in Kenya, for example. What you as a worker, what have you gained out of this Workers' Day? And with me in the studio to do this, continue with my German lady. Today she's well dressed for KOTU. This is KOTU organization.
You really had to say that.
No, I have to say it so that the people know we really celebrate
yes.
the day in a Kenyan way.
Kenyan worker.
A Kenyan worker.
Okay, good.
KOTU, you can't speak without talking about Mr. Atwoli. Anything that you mention in Kenya concerning a worker, it is said that is Mr. Atwoli.
And his love for purple.
Yes, for purple.
Okay.
Yes, and I have myself gone into the T-shirt for this company as a worker, also as a person leading this organization. I want to thank you, all of you, the workers, those who have been there, who have tried. We have tried our level best to maintain the standards, to maintain the status quo, although things at times are not the same. The economy is all over the whole world. People are retrenching workers. The redundancies, the rate of redundancies worldwide. There are some countries that are not even functioning. So thank you very much. We start straight to the topic, the state of workers in Kenya. You are aware very well that workers in Kenya have rights. They have associations. They have unions that represent them. But our workers in Kenya, compared to other workers in the whole world, wherever we have been, or the examples that we can pick, what is the type of treatment? Industrial unrest. Do we have plenty of industrial unrest? In the past couple of years, we have seen a lot of industrial unrest in Kenya. Doctors going on strike, nurses going on strike, teachers going on strike. What is this permanent solution to this issue of people going on strike every time, waking up in the morning and they say they have gone on strike? What is the permanent issue? Those are the suggestions we want from you. Can we use the Australian way? Can the Australian way be embedded in the Kenyan constitution? How you can tell there will be a strike and you are first there. The strike does not find Australians. Australians find the strike. That is exactly.
How is that? Please explain.
Yeah, they find a strike because there is a trigger mechanism, alerting system that in that place the teachers are about to strike. Let's go and solve them.
The problem before.
The problem before it becomes a national problem. Arbitration. Do we have amicus? Like in Britain, we have amicus. Arbitration, committee, a council, a bureau for only negotiation, for only arbitration of the conflict between the worker and the employer, between the trade union and the government. Have we created those institutions in Kenya? Those are the institutions in Kenya that must be created. Those are the institutions that the Minister of Social Works, of Social Services of Kenya should think about creating institutions that can solve, instead of people going to industrial court. Industrial court in many countries is not even heard about, because the problems in many countries, a country like Kenya that has a constitution that is similar to the United States of America and Britain, should have what we call an arbitration tribunal. And a trigger, the early warning system of strikes to the ministers of cabinet in Kenya. Do they know when nurses are going to strike? Do they know?
I think they normally issue like a strike notice.
Do you need to wait for a strike notice?
Yeah, but
a minister, if you are functioning, a full functioning ministry, if you are head of the ministry, you must know where the problem is going to come from. But the ministers that the President Uhuru Kenyatta has, some of them don't know what is in their own ministries. They are shocked by DCI reports. When DCI comes up and says we have investigated a company, Parastato, that is affiliated to a ministry, the minister gets shocked. How did it happen? There are some ministers in this cabinet who don't know what is happening in their Parastatos. Sincerely. That is the truth, and that is the way to help President Uhuru Kenyatta to straighten the workers' situation is for the ministers to now to start having early warning systems of strikes. Strikes paralyze states. Strikes lead to demonstration. There is no African country today that would like to hear of a strike because it could lead to Khartoum. You get the point? You hear that 2,000 workers are not working, they are demonstrating for pay.
And even Algeria is the workers that was leading this.
The workers, the people in the streets in Algiers are workers from from many companies. So no African country today would like to hear the word strike. Therefore, what do? I want to challenge the Minister of Kenya today. Does he have an early warning system for strikes? Forget about being served with notes. Why should you be served with notes? I leave it to you. Why do you are a Minister of Health, Madam Kariuki. Why should Madam Kariuki be served with a note?
A strike notice.
A strike notice. What for? Yet you could create a very strong arbitration, a conflict resolution mechanism. Why do we waste much money in the courts? Courts in this country should create arbitration systems, conflict resolution systems that can solve some of these chicken thieves, people who have intentionally stolen a chicken to eat. He did not steal to sell, but he stole because guests were coming. Yeah, your in-laws were coming and you went to steal a chicken to prepare that chicken for them. That is not a crime that should waste a magistrate. time.
Well, someone's eggs was stolen and now it's a court case.
Where?
In Eldoret, a deputy president. I read it on BBC. I was like, okay, worth $25.
Today?
2 days ago, worth $25, and it went to court, and the people they were taken to court.
At the deputy president's farm?
Yes.
What?
Eggs worth $25. That's 2,500.
2,500. That is about 2 trays.
Maybe 4 or 5.
So that did the man steal to go and benefit, or he stole to feed his family?
Fact is, he stole, so he was taken to.
No. He took it to go and do what? Yes. That is what we want. We don't want to waste much of the time of the courts. Yes. Why do you waste the court's time about eggs, 2 trays? That such a conflict should go to the conflict resolution court. Court for such arbitration.
That can be handled by the chief.
Out of court, the chiefs can handle that.
Village,
in Uganda, LC1, LC2, LC3,
yes.
The stages are there for people to handle such cases. Why has Kenya, the Ministry of Social Service, laden itself with strikes as if it is a ministry that engineers strikes? Have you noticed that? It looks like in Kenya, the ministry works behind with the workers for strikes to come, so that you see the minister of social services that have been busy in a 24-hour meeting with the workers. Why don't you meet them before
the strike?
Because you are elected by President, you are appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta to look at the strikes, to see where your weaknesses are in the ministry. Mr. President, that one is not there. And you see, the president might be not seeing this. Part of the problems that the country today finds itself, including corruption, comes from poor management, poor people in the cabinet. Why should the president come to supervise corruption when the president has actually given you the authority to sack people if you find the money is not there? Why should His Excellency the President come to solve corruption cases in the ministries? These are some of the questions: the state of workers, the state of nation, as far as workers are concerned and employment and parastatals are concerned. All parastatals in Kenya are rotten, they are finished. They have eaten the money. Accountants have colluded with the managing director, with the chairman, to sue the whole governor. The governor of Nairobi, the former governor of Nairobi, went down with all his accounts department, colluding to steal money. Kidero colluded to hammer. He saw these things. You see? These are some of the things that this country should look at and see. Why do we have wasted time in industrial court? The money, that judge should go somewhere else and start cutting cases off. Take the cases of robbery, violence, murder, terrorism. We need the judges somewhere else.
Yes.
We don't need them in these cheap cases.
Cases that don't even need to find their way to court anyway. So our viewers, the images you just watched there coming live from today's Labor Day celebrations from Uhuru Park, one of very famous parks in the city of Nairobi. And they've started.
And started with the best color that you can see that has dominated.
I didn't even think about it when I was speaking my dressing this morning until you mentioned it.
Yes, there are so many people who are actually talking to us on our platforms.
Yes.
We want to thank millions and millions of you. Also, viewers outside there, we are live. We are live on channel 002, 003 of Nilosat, live from German, Bahrain. And if you want to see us nicely in the world, I can see people in Denmark. Mr. Kong, Paul, Chow, Riley from Denmark says, Dr. Matsanga and Mrs. Miriam, here in the Danish tradition is called May 1 Labor. There's some companies may give the day off and some not. Yeah, because the Danish were closer to the Communist Party. And across was the Communist Central Europe. So that is it. We are here in Nairobi, we are celebrating. In Khartoum, we shall cross over to Dr.
Ali Mukhtar.
Ali Mukhtar.
Still in Khartoum?
Yes.
All right.
All along, he's part of the regime.
Which regime?
I didn't know.
Which regime?
The current situation.
Is he one of the commissioners?
Don't worry. Don't worry, madam. You're asking too many questions. Dr. Mukhtar, Ali Mukhtar.
Yes.
Be on standby. We shall cross over right to Khartoum
and really get to know what's
to hear what is happening. Khartoum seemed to be boiling.
It is
last
boiling.
night. Oh yes,
simmering.
I told you. I told you that things will turn if they, as long as I know one man on that military council for a long time, and I told you here that if these so-called demonstrators, they have achieved their aim, they have now removed Bashir. The country needs to work.
The country
needs to move.
They need to go work for the bread.
People need to go to hospital.
Yes.
Ambulances are being blocked. You cannot continue to block.
The trains
I told you
working.
yesterday, Duklo himself took the microphone yesterday. I was watching live. I called, and then he said he's going to address direct. He told them, we are just please. We are being cooperative. All right, we removed the problem you wanted, but we are not going to become Libya. So today is Workers' Day. Workers should come out in Khartoum to not to demonstrate, but to go to clean the city,
especially the army headquarters.
Yes, you cannot. The more they stay around the army headquarters,
yes,
the more they are brewing trouble.
The army is getting.
And I looked at the younger men. You know, this is why you should, in a revolution, you should always prepare yourselves. Look at the younger men in Khartoum. They can't even wear a shirt. They came out on a press conference with shirts open. They are not. They don't convince.
It's hot. It's not.
No, they don't convince the public in Khartoum, yes, unless somebody else comes out. If you allow that leadership to fall into the hands of those boys who were addressing yesterday, Sudan will become Libya. Another army general will come and sweep them off and close it completely.
And I think one of the former prime ministers already gave that warning.
Yes.
If they continue like this, somebody else will come and overthrow even.
Exactly. Ali Mahdi. He knows. He has been there. Nimeri. Ali Mahdi was overthrown. Then he came back. Yes. So he knows. Someone else. I have told you on that military council, there is a gentleman I know from 1996. He doesn't joke. And he's the one who made these people to relax, to start fearing. He's there. Let him walk in the streets of Khartoum. Everybody will run. They respect him, is equally respected, and equally feared. He's a very tough fighter. I've sat with him several times. I know him. I know what he is. And when I saw him talk yesterday, patience had run out.
Yeah.
And then the boys, this younger man from the professionals, that what they were talking does not correspond at all.
They gave a rebuttal.
Yes, they said the army does not want to give power. Is it your power? You don't have it.
People power.
You can have the people power. What are you going to? You will need the army to have a country called Sudan.
Yes, true.
Therefore, cooperate with them.
They must cooperate.
Thank you.
Zephaniah.
Thank you.
Tabo Asadi, you're saying Guten Morgen. Indeed, Guten Morgen to you. And you're watching us from Dusseldorf. You're saying we have a public holiday today, a day of rallies calling for better working conditions and workers' rights organized by the workers' unions. Same here in Kenya and across other countries in the world. So they must evacuate the streets. Yeah, the army's patience is slowly but clearly running out. And I think they have a point in that. It's time, maybe they gave this
You cannot demonstrate for 4 months.
Straight.
Then what economy are you growing?
Mm-hmm.
What economy are you growing?
There will be a problem.
And I have seen one man there who is always a regime changer called from Al Jazeera. Mm-hmm. That's the guy who brought chaos in 2008. Al Jazeera played a very vital role here in Kenya, 2007, 2008. And the things were burning here because of Al Jazeera. I saw him there. I called him yesterday. I said, again, you are there. Duklo will catch you. You know, General Duklo is there on that committee. I think in a few minutes, viewers, we shall cross over to Khartoum to hear for ourselves what is the situation in Khartoum. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Miriam. The state of workers in Kenya.
Of course, this year's Labor Day theme in Kenya will be eradicate corruption to create jobs. Very in line and in tune with our recent, call.
Yes, and Atwoli's call. So,
yes, eradicate corruption.
If you have not been hearing anything bigger, hear it today. From the man called Atwoli. Mm-hmm. Some people have taken cover.
You think he'll make a major announcement? About workers' salary increment?
Yes, I mean they are saying they are ready. Difficult. You know what the workers have said? Yeah. They are ready to take the 1.5 levy, but the salary must go 15%.
Mm-hmm. Actually, he wanted 25% about 3 weeks ago. That got him into problems.
But now they have agreed, push them to 15%. But then, I hope the president will listen to that. Mm-hmm. And the housing levy is not, look, can I say the truth? Okay. Housing is very important to every person in the world. Even in Britain, the first thing that they look after, even up to today,
it's housing.
They ask you, are you housed? Are you housed? Every council, every borough, every county in Britain, County Surrey, County Lambeth, County this, Lambeth County, Lambeth Borough, Croydon Borough, Sadakag Borough, Kensington Borough, all this, North London, all this, they ask for one thing, are you housed? Housing is very important. The problem here in Kenya, and I always speak the truth, so let those who hate me more. We don't sensitize people on key issues. This Big Four agenda is a very good agenda. We should have started by sensitizing people to seek priorities. Because a man who has cows, who moves from Masabit to Moyale, does not need a house. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. He needs a hospital. He needs a water dip.
So priority.
A veterinary dip for the animals to dump. He needs water. We should have first done what we call a blueprint, go around, get the needs of the people.
And priorities.
Let each county bring us their needs. There are some counties that don't need the houses. There are some places where houses can be built for 200,000 shillings. Mm-hmm. Yes, a very nice house.
My village, yes.
With cement.
Yes.
And iron sheets.
Totally.
And you sleep like you can even sleep, then go to heaven, then come back again. Yes. Because every night we go to heaven, you don't know. Yes. Did you know we go somewhere?
Yes.
Have someone told you why we disappear and then come back?
Bishop David, yes.
Yes, you are saying Bishop David.
Yes.
Yes, every night when you sleep, you disappear.
Yes.
You see? So housing...
So they fail to prioritize.
Sensitizing people, the population. Let people know. Let's communicate to people.
Let people be part of that process.
Yes, what has killed us from 2013 is communication strategy. And I've said it and said it and said it. It's like telling Mugabe that this is not good, this is not good, this is not good.
What is not good, grace?
Yeah,
Not good.
until grace became grace. Hey, my people.
It's Labor Day. Yes.
What has killed us here? People have not communicated. Communication messages are not reaching, they are not the packaging. You see, we had a misunderstanding about Eurobond. And then we made a mistake to call a boy who has never gone to school called Itumbi, who should now be studying so hard to get a degree, at least. He's not. He's busy running around yapping on social media without a degree. He can't explain Eurobond. Can you tell me Itumbi can tell you Eurobond when he doesn't know where the street where Eurobond was sold? People have to talk the truth now, because you have burdened the president so much. The president is supposed to serve a country in other capacities. He should not come down to be the main master of communication. No. No, I cried for Mugabe. I met Mugabe in the AU. I told Mugabe, Your Excellency, the record in Africa is very good. Now can we make a transition? The handlers of Mugabe had me say transition. They ran and told, am I Mugabe? Am I Grace Mugabe? Oh, am I? There is a transition. It started a fight. The woman now started knocking the vice president Mujuru out, the lady. Then, as if that was not enough, she turned her guns on the current president Emerson Mnangagwa.
Yes.
Because she had heard the word transition.
And she wanted to be the next in line.
Yes, the husband went and said, the Pan-African people want to make a transition. The woman heard about transition. All the problems that we have had in the world spring from Julius Caesar up to now Marcos, Merida Marcos. You see women in playing a very dangerous part in Cameroon. Yes, they are good women and they are bad women. And let's be very honest.
Okay, I'm following.
Yes, in Cameroon,
Yes.
the wife of Biya buys hair which is of a dead person from India. That hair of $1 million when Cameroonians are dying of hunger, medicine, cancer, and you are buying $1 million hair. You come to hospital to see your dying husband on life support machines with 1 million hair.
You see, he saw her and he...
No, you know.
Resurrected.
Africa has to change.
Paul Biya resurrected after seeing that hair.
Yeah, when Paul Biya saw the hair, he resurrected. Look at Madame Buhari. She has $2.5 billion dollars in the United States Citibank account number I can bring for you tomorrow. Because I followed, my men in Paris followed that investigation. She's taken that money. The Nigerians are grappling with not even fuel. They make a lot of oil, but they have no fuel in petrol stations. Such a country I don't want to visit. I'm sorry. The last I went to Nigeria to Abuja, a Commonwealth conference. That was, I will not come back to Nigeria until the Biafra comes up. That's my decision. Like the decision I've taken, I will never go to AU until Muhammad Faki is overthrown, removed from AU. It's when I will step in Addis Ababa. I will go to Addis Ababa to have a drink, but I will never reach that AU building. That is how bad I am now. Because the intelligence system reports I have about Muhammad Faki, the money he received from France to dismember the same AU. No, I can't go there. No, Africa, please. No. The problem here in Kenya, where we are, is people don't help the president. They have not helped him. Can you tell me why your parastatal is stolen and you are a minister of that parastatal? Then you say you also go and wear a suit and issue statement. What the hell? What is it? The minister is supposed to help the president. The president cannot be everywhere. And this one, we have to look at that hair. That's $1 million. That is from a dead Indian. I don't know what disease it was he was suffering from. Yes, me, I don't like any woman with that. I am telling you. Never come near Matanga with that type of hair. No, I don't want. How do you sleep with a dead body on the bed? It could wake up from the hair.
That hair is custom made for her.
Please.
Custom made.
You are ready? Go ahead. Custom made for who?
For her.
Look at that hair.
Have you seen it anywhere else? It's custom made.
Okay, fine. Cameroonians are dying.
That's why it's
workers are dying. Workers are suffering. Madame Paul Biya has a hair of $1 million. $1 million could build how many hospitals in Cameroon?
Several.
Then you say Africa is good. Which Africa now? Tell me. That hair is $1 million. Grace Mugabe had 1,800 pairs of shoes. Does she wear them every day? She's now funding insurgency because she wants to grab power. She killed them, one of the men in Africa who was respected. Your lady is killed. If you are not careful, you are gone. You need to have a lady who is going to help the people. You cannot have a lady. Haven't you seen Mama Kenyatta here helps people? She has gone our way. She runs a marathon. She picks even machines, cancer machines. Then some people say we cannot even buy a generator to start the machine. Have you seen what the governors... Walai ya Mungu. Walai. Wapi hawa watu? What is going on in this country? You see a governor telling you that machine came because he was not involved in the buying of that machine.
Those machines have been there for a while.
Yes, that someone in Trans Nzoia called Haemba. My brother from Uganda, they should not tell people they are from anywhere. The border just cut us. Haemba is from there everywhere. Wetangula, Haemba, all these are people, we are the same people. Look, it tells the world that machine has been saying in the cardboard as it came.
It has not even been assembled.
Kitale has water. Kitale has what?
It's quite developed.
Yes.
Electricity.
There is running water in Kitale town.
Yes.
And you tell me there is power. Nowadays you can even borrow power from across Bukwa because Uganda has got real power. Plenty. We have excess. Excess.
Even else we have power.
Despite so many shortcomings, there is excess. Ugandans don't suffer a shortage
of power.
A blackout. Yeah. Borrow power from Bukwa. Ask those people to transfer line this way. Put the machine for people.
So you were saying that even the machine has not been assembled?
No! The machine, now you blame President Uhuru Kenyatta for that? You blame Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for the machine which was bought, whether it was bought with what, how it is with you, and the people are dying of cancer and other diseases that could be diagnosed. And then you go on blaming Kenyatta. What? You need a tough spokesman to tell these people in this country to shut up and listen. That's all we need. You need another Stekambo who can say this is it. This is not a developed country. This is a developing country. We are bound to have difficulties. We have not reached a status where we are tolerant to each other. When you see a man with a shirt, you want to go and buy the same shirt. Why don't you also ask where he got the shirt instead of buying the same shirt to be seen in the same village wearing the same shirt? Tell me, if this is not the Africa we are in. You see a man with 2 cars, you also want to go and steal and buy a car. Why don't you buy a bicycle first? That's what Indians do. We Africans have very cheap competition. When I see you have married a beautiful wife, I go also to look, and in the process, I cut my finger or break my leg because I'm looking for something so that the other fence can also be called is a fence. What type of life is this in Africa, Jermaine? It's not only in Kenya, it is in Uganda. That's why you see we can, even after 57 years of independence, look at where we are. We are stuck. We are still detaining each other. Yes. Go and teach him a lesson. We are still beating, carrying each other. Carry! So it is better to die in like a Malaysian plane 377 than to be in a hot seat. Disappear like a Malaysian. Some countries in Africa, you don't need to stay there. It's better to disappear like a flight 317 that left and never was seen. This is very bad. The situation in Africa is very bad. Workers today on this day are not enjoying the fruits because the management, those who are given management, Miriam, are not functioning. The management people have looked again at the boss who appointed them to give them what to do. Then why were they appointed? Niambie. Why were they appointed? Why was the ministers? Why were ministers, CS, appointed? If you are again looking at the president for solutions, and he has entrusted you with the powers, with the article. If you want you find the parastatal is not working, dissolve the board. Who is going to ask you why you have dissolved the board? You find corruption in a parastatal, kill it. Kill it. There is corruption in a parastatal, and you are a minister in charge of Kenyatta National Hospital. Sack it. And use the term
Gazette notice.
Gazette notice.
And so no.
That's the tool for anybody. And I recommend to the president, I have sacked. Haven't we? We have, let me tell you now, proudly on this television, those watching me, Maraga is working. Maraga is working. Because of my mouth. This mouth, Maraga now fears this mouth. He's gonna work. You try something, Mr. Maraga, we are with you, we are watching you. We shall come back to bombard you again. Now you are doing something. You can deny Mr. Kidero bail to sleep 7-10 days because he has been laughing at the judiciary, laughing at the DCI, laughing at the DPP, challenging the DPP that you are useless.
He was given a bail yesterday.
80 million.
That is a drop in the ocean for...
No, it's okay. It's lucky he has it. His petrol stations are making money.
But he spent some time on
Yes.
the police cell,
Yes.
unlike the previous times.
That is now Maraga. There is no file going in that judiciary. Thank you very much, David. You are keeping my name. I did not do this thing for now. If you do like that, I might seize fire. But the fire is still waiting. If you make another blunder, I'm warning you. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. Maraga, if he makes another blunder, he's now looking, he's assessing the court. He's assessing the cases. That's what we needed. We wanted the Chief Justice to assess each case on a daily basis, not to allow these judges to go and pick money in Karen, in the saxophone. There's a casino there in Karen where they pick money every evening. You could just go there and sit and with your coffee and a newspaper. See how many come to pick money and the lawyers exchange money there. See. If I was Wabukara, I would go there with Pingo. Handcuffed. Wabukara will carry so many people. In Karen, in a place called Saxon. It is very bad. And because the Chief Justice himself has never gone, he is not involved in these things. But the people working under him, like that Judge Mwiru, very bad. I don't know when the case should end. When is it coming? I don't know. I have my case tomorrow of work envelope. I'm in court.
Tomorrow you'll be...
Oh, yes.
Okay.
The guy is in court. I've not given up. They tossed me, then finally I'm still there. Kenyans don't know the importance of removing that envelope. You don't know. But let me struggle. Let me sell everything of mine and make sure that I win that case. And I'm going to see tomorrow who is not giving the right advice. You wait. Tomorrow is a test case. It's a test day. And I will come here. I will tell the president who is not giving the right advice. I'm telling you, some people are giving wrong advice. That there is, if you keep that work envelope in here in this country, hey, you keep it, or you don't remove it from your books. This was a document procured by some agents like Maina Kiai, Makao Mutua, Gladio Otieno, Jonjo Moe, Harun Dobe. Look at them. And some women, I don't want to mention them here. Very bad. They sat down and they chose their friends to be taken to the ICC. The government, you are in the government, and you allow this envelope to remain here. You are in the government, surely, Deputy President and the President, and you allow this envelope to remain here. You don't know what we went through in the ICC. You don't know. And when a foreigner like me is telling you this envelope will make you be arrested, one day you'll walk in those cities and a man with a homeless boy comes with documents and say, I've taken you. You still have something you did not solve. What will you do? Africa, learn to listen to people. Learn to listen to people. There are people who have gone through this experience. International law is very stupid. Very stupid. Yesterday we did intervention against regime change. You have seen is this intervention. That could be an intervention. You think America hates ICC now, but America can also tell ICC to take you and not them.
They're not party to ICC.
Yeah, but they can direct them because they fund them.
Yeah, America and France fund.
Yes, another president could come in America who could reconstitute ICC into a working situation with America. Then the whole cases come back. ICC becomes strong. Why don't they see this? My people in Kenya, don't you see this? Don't you see this? Tomorrow another president in America could win elections. If Democrats win elections in America tomorrow, it's next year, isn't it?
2021, yes.
Yeah. If they win elections, they can open up relationship with ICC. Don't you think we have come back to where we were? Unless God has called you and you have gone, you will be safer. So you removed any clue that can make them come for you. And what I'm doing tomorrow in court, 9 o'clock, I'm there. I will fight on. I will sell my shoes. I have too many suits that don't fit me. I'm putting them on sale.
As much as Grace Mugabe's, or just
no, mine
or
were hand suits.
Just enough, okay.
I have grown big. The suits are small, but they were from all Paris. Okay. So people who are smaller can apply to me.
So you and
I'm selling them.
So you and Grace must have been shopping in this.
No. I've been shopping my own way.
She loves French stuff, and you're also saying your suits are from Paris.
No, not Paris. Mine are from Germany. I'm a German boy.
Italians have the best.
Yes, if you didn't.
Koang Pal, you're saying, Dr. Matsanga, the continent of Africa needs a new system of government designed from leaders. This is the only way Africa will grow very well. And I've seen you, Abdi Samad Ali. Thank you so much. It's been a while since we saw you here. You're saying China tried to bid on a project in Norway, but they were refused because it was found they tried to bribe their way through. Okay. And then Dak Achwal, you're saying, Matanga, Africa needs people like you who are passionate about well-being of all. And Nong Chu, you're saying a good working system that has legal checks and balances will go a long way to minimize or eliminate corruption, where good separation of power exists, and where our leaders will know that being in the government means we are no longer representatives of our political parties, but the interests of the citizens, then shall corruption be put on the check. Personal thoughts from Ambazonia. Thank you so much for writing to us, Nong Chun, this morning. And of course, the images that are coming to you are the current celebrations of Labor Day from Uhuru Park in Nairobi, and that is the Kotu Secretary General, Mr. Francis Atwoli. I think the celebrations have started. We've just seen the entertainment part of it, and I think maybe in a short while they'll start giving the speeches. So there are things that the Kenyan worker is actually looking forward today to be addressed in that meeting, and one could be the salary increment. Normally, in 2018 and 17, the president said that there will be an 8% increment, and then it took about 7 months for that to take effect. And so the workers of Kenya today, with the high cost of living, are expecting perhaps there will be that pronouncement of a salary increment, as well as they are concerned about their health and safety of when they're in their working conditions in whatever their places they work in. They want to make sure that the conducive environment that meet the health standards are outlined in the Constitution are actually being able to be implemented, because sometimes a lot of these employers don't really do that, don't really care about the safety and the health of the workers. And then number 3, the workers' constitutional rights, and that's why we see a lot of these cases nowadays in the courts today, so in line with that. So I think that was just some of the issues that the workers of Kenya today are hoping that when the Secretary General of Court will be addressing that, he'll touch on that.
You talked of the health and safety regulations at the workers' place. Do workers here know their health and safety regulations?
They're not even aware.
How many workers know the health and safety? The state of workers in Kenya, they don't even know the health and safety regulations. Most of the buildings in Kenya, in the city, they don't have health and safety regulations. Most of the cylinders in the buildings in Nairobi are empty. There's no liquid. If fire broke up in Nairobi, if we had a catastrophe in Nairobi, people have blocked the Holloway escape routes. The buildings don't have escape routes. They have built kiosks. They have blocked health and safety exit, emergency exits. Have blocked with kiosks. What does the governor, he's seated there, what is he doing? He wants Uhuru to come to tell him to do it. Is it? You go to any building in Kenya and see kiosks, suites, and everywhere you come, even in the hallway. So if there is an emergency, how do people get out? Yeah. Those are workers must be taught. This is a day for people. They should have actually collected instead of display what? You should have taken people from yesterday. Let's create a week to teach people health and safety regulations. It is everywhere. You walk, there is a panga there, you are put it on the floor, there is a knife there. It is like your kitchen. Some people cook with everything has been put on top. So when the fire comes, you touch this, the knife drops on your stomach.
And when we saw what happened 10 years ago, actually in 2009, when the Nakumatt downtown caught fire, and the owner decided, you know what, because I don't want people to leave with the money or some of the things that already purchased, he closed down, and a lot of people lost their lives. And the gas cylinders were inside.
Yes.
Again,
so they blew up.
They
killed. They burned the people. Health and safety regulations. The Ministry of Social Services today should emphasize that health and each person must have health and safety certificate. You cannot go to work in Britain and get employed anywhere in any building
without a health certificate,
without a health safety, knowing the health safety rules. The first week they have to take you for induction. You must pass that health and safety, because you could kill a president. If you are working in a hotel Hilton, if you don't know health and safety regulations, you have been told to go and make the bed of President X from Africa. These dictators who like to sleep in those big hotels, so that the whole wing is his. Then you put bed sheets wrongly, then you leave the socket can ignite the fire on the bed. You have killed the whole business of that institution. Health and safety regulations in Africa are a must, and we don't have them in Kenya. They are not there. We are in trouble.
Not just in the hotel industry, but I saw a person I know that got employed somewhere else about a month ago. She was also surprised that they're starting to take this health and safety very seriously. They had a whole week of training over that. So maybe some employers are taking that seriously, but majority don't even care.
You know, if you are not careful in these hotels, you can kill yourself.
Yes.
So me, the first thing I do when I enter a new place, I've booked like in Mombasa. The first thing I ask them, where are the cylinders? And I go and I read the date. The governor is there seated. He's Nairobi City Council, County Council, should be checking on the dates of the cylinder. When was it last refilled?
Yeah, because it's normally noted on the side of the cylinder.
So what we need to do in summary, so that we go to the second topic, the situation in Kenya, as far as the health, the workers are concerned, the state of workers in Kenya, the issues that take center stage are salary increment, health and safety of workers, workers' constitutional rights to picket, and above all, so welfare of the workers.
The worker, yes, generally.
Very important. Are your workers having welfare in your farms, in your flower farms, in your factories? Are people treating them well? Are they being given what is right? Are they having breaks? Do they work like those in Chinese factories? You know, you remember Chinese eat 1 meal a day, and the Indians eat 1 meal also.
1 meal a day?
Yes.
No, I need 3.
I'm telling you.
At least I need 3.
It is an Indian worker does not need, the break for an Indian worker is to eat roti. Roti.
Is it the blended vegetables?
Yes.
Put in a...
Yes, roti.
Yeah.
Bara kaushe. Bara. Yeah, I have been to those places, India. Bara. Eh? No, for us, anasema kaushe. What can I do for you? You know, look at for us African workers, when you give them lunch time, they go and hammer ugali. Then they sleep, they take another 45, when they return to work at 2, it is...
Well, ugali has to rest. Ugali has to you know...
They go and eat fufu. Fufu for West Africa.
Yes.
I don't know what people call it in Cameroon. Please tell me what you call it in Cameroon.
Yes.
Ndume or whatever, ndume. What? They eat that. Indians eat 1 meal. Roti.
Really?
Yes, with chicken, with meat curry and that. That's it, lunch. He's back to work. He's selling in the shop. And in fact, he doesn't go out for lunch.
Indians close and go back home. Actually, they eat in their homes.
They close. Those are the few.
Where I stay, it's Indians. So
those are the few.
They go home
yes,
for lunch.
Those are the few. Those are the few colonialists.
And that's why they were given this Parklands area, because it's near a town. So they could...
The ones in London that I came across, most of them eat their meal in the counter.
In the counter?
Yes. You remember when Idi Amin chased most of the Indians to go to London? If you go to London today, the richest Indians are Ugandans.
From Uganda.
And they are the richest in the UK. Those who sponsor these football teams, sponsor political parties, they are from Uganda.
They sponsor cricket.
Yes.
Okay.
No, they sponsor the Labour Party.
In India? Oh, no. You're saying in London. No?
In London, yes.
Okay.
They sponsor Labour Party, Conservative Party. Origin, Kampala. Because when they went there in 1972, they found Wazungu sleeping up to 10 o'clock. English people sleep up to midday.
Really?
Yes, they have arranged their timetable. You can't call an Englishman to come and do work when he is off day. Mutapata shida na yeye.
That sounds like me.
Yes, I have my off day. I need it. That's what the English do.
Totally.
That's what they do. Yeah, haven't you heard of a saying that you sleep like an Englishman? You behave like an English.
Yes.
Because English there, when the Indians went in London, they found the English sleeping up to 10 o'clock, 12. And when it is holiday, it is really holiday.
Yes.
But the Indian, there is no holiday in London. The trucks is transporting trucks of Kenya carrots from one place to the other. They made money.
Yeah. But sometimes it's just good to stop and reset.
Luckily enough, there is no type of xenophobia that we see. That time there was xenophobia. But right now it has cooled down.
It's a developed world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the people...
Oh, but there was when during the start of Brexit, and even Polish people are really complaining.
No, this is a new new influx. Those who have come from Eastern Europe come with very bad behaviors.
Just immediately, Article 50 was evoked. Now some Britons, who very few of them, they started targeting non-Britons, and it became. But I think it was called, and it's under control now. But somehow there was part of that.
That is it. Thank you very much, viewers. Those are the main pillars for
the issues that are expected to take center stage today, even as the leaders will be taking the podium to address the Labor Day here in Kenya.
That's it. We have done our best.
Yes.
The president needs a team that can help him.
Yes.
The president cannot come down to go and address issues when he has ministers. That is all the bottom line, Jermaine. Workers have a section. The Minister of Social Services should deal with, put a mechanism, an early warning mechanism, a method used in Australia. If they want me to write a free paper for them, I can. Because here in Kenya, when you talk about writing something, the officer first thinks of money. Have you tried something like, you want to offer someone for free? Then he said, but what is involved here? The type of corruption which leads us to the next session. We want to cross over to Khartoum to talk to Dr. Ali Mukhtar, who is live in Khartoum, to tell us the situation in Khartoum now, before we move to
the African, to the news headlines, and then with the rest of the
then we come to
has cost Africa. Yes.
So the situation is that way, and I hope he's not gone for meetings. Anyway, that is the situation. We wanted to get a situation live from, he will call if he sees this number. We wanted to get a situation live from
Khartoum.
But we are not able to go through with our correspondent who is on the ground, Dr. Ali Mukhtar, who has been very useful in analyzing what is developing.
Giving us the real situation on the ground.
And before we go to those African news, you have the Kenyan news. Elders failed to resolve Ruto Gideon rivalry. Okay. The former Prime Minister returns from his work as AU envoy. He did not go for SGR cash, but still journalists, Uhuru's Labor Day headache. I don't know why they call it a headache, because I don't see.
I think the 1.5 house levy that the workers went to challenge the court.
It's not a headache. If they don't want, the government can find other ways. And a tearful end to anti-graft. Yes, they are wearing, I don't know why everybody likes wearing red. Parliament has rejected the issue of Parliament has rejected. More people are coming out on lowering the age, sex age.
They've come to yes.
Yes, and then we have the Great Nyakundi cover-up.
Yeah, the DCI and the DPP, they've asked for the file again, because they just had in court, and they were waiting to be given that report of the lawyer Nyakundi and the circumstances under which the son died, and it was reduced to a manslaughter, and they said no, this is a cover-up, because from what they had received before, this was a clear murder case, so it was reduced to a slaughter, and so DPP and DCI said no, we're going to review that file once again, and the police that were involved in the alleged cover-up already they've been disciplined. I think they're facing some disciplinary measures there, and so they'll review the case of Mr. Nyakundi.
But let me tell you, can I tell you something about this?
Yeah.
I told you long time ago. And I was very frank. I said, there's somewhere I said, most of the people most of the people who are determining the type of cases, this is now the fixing.
Yes.
How courts fix cases.
And the police.
From the prosecutor, the police,
Because
and
they're the ones who
themselves.
bring the evidence.
Yes, they say no, take it to manslaughter.
After this guy has been in hospital since the murder of his son for some health issues, so it's alleged that he's not really been, sick and all that. But and then the next thing you hear, the DCI learns from the media, but that now the charges have been reduced to manslaughter, when clearly whatever they'd looked at before warranted a murder case. So they have recalled the files, and they're saying the investigations should restart again, and so this is something that they will handle themselves. So I think in the next few days or weeks we should be able to really get their own finding, the office of the public prosecutor and also the director of criminal investigations. And as do I just go straight quickly to headlines, and then we can continue with the rest of the show? So we thank you so much for joining us. It's a few minutes past midday here in Nairobi, and this is what is happening this day, the 1st of May, the International Labour Day, a day that I also refer to as May Day. They celebrates labourers and working class across the world, and of course Labour Day is an annual public holiday in so many countries across the world, but not all countries actually get to celebrate this day, just as Dr. Matanga had already told you earlier. And the news making headlines this afternoon, we start with Egypt, where Turkey's governing body says the White House plans to designate Egypt's oldest Islamic movement, the Muslim Brotherhood, a foreign terrorist organization, will damage democracy in the Middle East and play into the hands of militants such as the Islamic State group. Now, the spokesman Omer Salik was responding to comments by White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, who said the process was underway internally. And we go to South Africa, where the result of Caster Semenya's landmark case against athletics governing body will be published on Wednesday. The double Olympic 800 meters champion is challenging the IAAF over its regulation restricting testosterone levels in female runners. And still in South Africa, all 1,800 workers trapped underground at a platinum mine in South Africa have been rescued, the government's Department of Mineral Resources have said in a tweet. And we move to Angola, where the United Nations Children's Fund says 2.3 million people do not have enough food due to a severe drought in Angola. And we move to Benin, where politicians in Benin on Monday evening gave the president 24 hours to invalidate the results of Sunday's legislative election, which didn't have a single opposition party on the ballot, but a spokesperson for the president has dismissed their challenge. And we go to Libya, where the United Nations Human Rights Commission has called for humanitarian corridors to allow civilians to escape from Tripoli. In a statement issued in Geneva, Michelle Bachelet said she had grave concerns for the safety of thousands of civilians in the Libyan capital, Tripoli. And in Sudan, Sudan's ruling military council says it wants its leader, Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, to head a future governing authority. It made the announcement after talks with the opposition stalled, with civilians demanding more seats on the body. The military have also demanded the protesters remove barricades so traffic and train services can resume. It says they can continue their sit-in outside the defense headquarters. We go to Algeria, where the former Prime Minister of Algeria, Ahmed Ouyahia, has become the latest high-profile figure to appear in court as part of a major corruption inquiry. On Monday, the finance minister and former police chief appeared in court separately, and 5 billionaires are also under investigation. And in South Sudan, a former U.S. ambassador is among a team of consultants hired to help South Sudan's government revise existing U.S. sanctions and block the creation of a war crimes court. The revelation has sparked outrage among experts and campaigners who say it undermines a crucial element of the peace deal that was signed last year, following 5 years of brutal civil war that has killed at least 400,000 people and displaced millions. And still in South Sudan, rights group Amnesty International are calling for justice over the death of a 20-year-old lady killed for refusing to marry a man her family had selected for her. And we go to Rwanda, where the Rwandan government said on Tuesday it had arrested a rebel leader alleged to have been behind a spate of deadly attacks in a forested area near Burundi and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And we go to South Africa, and just a detail of what to expect. South Africans will be going to the elections in in a week's time, and South Africans voting for a new national parliament on May 8th will have 48 parties to choose from, more than at any election since the end of white minority rule in 1994. Many more political parties are contesting elections for 9 provincial legislatures to be held on the same day. And of course, in the 48 parties, there are 3 main political parties, and that is the African National Congress, which was swept power in 1994, and Democratic Alliance, the DA, which won about 22% of the parliamentary vote in 2014, and also the Economic Freedom Fighters, the EFF, that won about 6% of the vote in 2014, making it the 3rd largest party in parliament. And we go to Burkina Faso, where about 100 Burkinabe lawyers took to the streets of Ouagadougou on Monday to condemn the shutdown of the judiciary, which they say has paralyzed judicial activities in the country since October 2018. And we end with Ambazonia, where the case against the 10 detained Ambazonia leaders detained at the Kondegui prison has been adjourned to May 17th. The case was adjourned yesterday after the detained once again failed to show up in court, as well as their lawyers, as they had stated in communique last weekend. The defense team say their clients will no longer appear at the military tribunal after the matter was taken on an appeal at the appeal court of the Center region. So that is the latest from Africa this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Miriam Ogutu.
Thank you very much, Miriam Ogutu. As we come to the end of this show, we would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you. But this is the second phase of our show, how corruption has coated Africa. Billions and billions of shillings and dollars, not shillings, dollars, yes, are lost in corruption cases all over Africa. Africa is widely considered amongst the world's most corrupt places on the planet. Of the 10 countries considered the most corrupt by some transparency,
yes,
the leading global watchdog on corruption in 2002 said African Union estimated that corruption cost about 150 billion by year.
Out of 10 most corrupt countries, 6 are Africans.
6 are Africans, yes.
Yes. Can you believe that?
We don't want to mention them today because it's Labor Day. And then some of the economists argue that African governments need fight corruption instead of relying on foreign aid. It's true.
Because even the foreign aid come and we eat.
And we eat it.
Yes.
We borrow money from an organized system, then we eat it. Have you seen the activities of Amarol and Kemerol, Camarero Dam and Error? People ran when the president went to China. They went and collected all bulldozers around the whole region that they go and show them we are digging something. So that by the time the president comes, the whole thing is done. That's the life we have. One of the countries that we shall take as an example today is Tanzania.
Although not very corrupt, though.
Yes. But Tanzania, yes, formerly some governments allowed. Chikwete's government was not very strict on corruption. But Magufulu's government has been straightforward, head-on, fighting corruption. Some of the actions were called populist action, but they have managed to frighten some people. From petty corruption in dealing with traffic, customs, and immigration officers deters investment. That one is going down. A range of legislation cover other corruption offenses, but anti-corruption laws are applied inconsistently and poorly enforced. In Tanzania, yes. Those are the days of Chikwete. There was quite a lot of this, liberal systems of the West. But Magufuli has turned it around. the judiciary is underfunded, which is true. They cannot hold sessions, but the judges there are very tough. Once you enter there, you might not come out. You saw one Kenyan who was held there for 7 years. And until he was, I don't know how he miraculously came out. And Tanzania has worked so well, it is putting up institutions. What helps Tanzania to fight corruption is the unity of purpose, the language, the unity of purpose. Tanzania is the only country in Africa that has a social structure that is manageable.
And Rwanda as well.
No, Rwanda's structure was built recently.
Yes.
But Tanzania's structure, social contract, that was created by Mwalimu Julius Nyerere under Ujamaa villages. People know each other as brothers. They don't know each other as enemy. They don't know each other as Luo or Kikuyu or Kalenjin or Mugisu or what. Tribalism in Tanzania has criminalized itself out of existence. It has gone. It is a criminal offense in Tanzania to tell a Tanzanian that you have hehe. It's also a criminal offense in Uganda to point at someone to say you are Munyankole. When the police is hearing, you won't escape. And knowing the Uganda police, the way they would take, yeah, they are one of the most rapid forces. So that is when you go to Kampala, please don't carry the behavior of of here and say,
identifying people with their tribe.
That you woman from Kisumu, that is very bad.
It's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable. It's a criminal offense. All in all, most African countries have been coated by corruption. The judiciary equally in Africa has not helped in the fight against corruption. And this is seen by many of these occurrences where cases of corruption up to now, we only got Jidero. There is nothing else we have got. We have tried. We are waiting for those who have taken huge monies that has come out in the papers. We want to see how it progresses. We have been, we have been having a constant, engagement. Our talk about Maraga has changed many things in Kenya, for example. The Chief Justice seems to be now taking control of the cases, what happens in his court. There's a lot of corruption everywhere in Africa. We can't say which country is safe from the vice. So therefore, we want to take this opportunity to switch over, if the production team can switch us to Uhuru Park, and we leave the video to finish up to the top of the hour for those speeches, for people to listen to what is taking place in Uhuru Park in Nairobi during these Labor Day celebrations. Miriam, take it over from there.
Yes, indeed. And we want to thank you so much, our viewers. I know some of you are resting at home today, and you took your time to keep us company. We want to thank you, and we hope to meet you here tomorrow for another edition of Good Morning Africa. But right now, we'll take you straight to Uhuru Park, where the Labor Day celebrations are happening today in Kenya. And of course, the workers' union leaders will be addressing the workers there today, and Kenyans. I'm not sure if the president is attending today's celebration.
No.
Okay. So that is that.
That's a direct no. He's not there.
All right. So COTU leader Francis Atwoli, I think, will be the one.
This is a day for workers.
Yes.
There's Secretary General of Workers. There's a minister who can
President is the worker number one.
Yes,
Kenya.
but he has sent the minister, delegated powers
to the minister. All right. The Minister of Labor. All right, so that is that. So
let me, before you close, say what is the solution? Solution is to act differently. To get rid of corruption, Africa must work outside the constitutional means. If you follow constitutional means, we want to have corruption going away. Let's go back to work the Singapore anyway. So that when you reach that island that floats around water or on water, Singapore is a country and a city. Singapore There's nowhere where you go, you are going to the countryside. You are in water, surrounded. This guy did fantastic. He said, I'm going to hit you. And he hit them. He arrested all his good ministers, locked them up, paid school fees for their children to grow, but they were life sentences. Some were even shot. Because they took huge money that impacted. You know, corruption is like terrorism. Once you corrupt a person and you go, that person has killed hundreds of thousands. So corruption is a cancer.
It is a cancer, and even in Africa, it has contributed to the stunted growth and the impoverished of the many African states that we see today. So corruption is no joke. It's worse than cancer. So we want to thank you, and thank you so much for addressing that, Stephen Lemmy. I'm sure that has been answered. So we'll take you straight to Uhuru Park for the Lake Kenya Labor Day celebrations, and then we will see you here tomorrow.
Yes, thank you. And thank you very much, our sister station, SCBC satellite system, right from Berlin. Thank you very much. Thank you for the broadcast. Continue doing so. This year, this month, we hope to see, if you have a free to view decoders, we hope to bring up a lot of adverts. We shall be showing you how we are happy that someone has discovered we are on Zuku. Yes, also those in Kenya, if you miss these topics, check on Zuku. Through our sister station, we are on Zuku, and we can be seen and heard in Kenya without going anywhere else. That's very good for us. Thank you very much. We thank all of those who have helped us on this long journey. We are still with you. We still await for any move that can enhance and make Africa better. On behalf of Punchline Africa TV and its all think tanks. Think tanks, yes. We have Pan-African Forum talking on the fence. Yeah. Very many, Radio Punchline Africa, those are think tanks. All of them. Talking on the fence, from the fence. Those are our think tanks, and they bring out material. Look out for them, especially Pan-African Forum, where we stand firm and defend and say what it is. I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Miriam, for this great occasion.
Okay, and we wish them a happy Labor Day.
Yes, a great one, and I also wish you, I should not say, I wish you a good Labor Day. I hope you enjoy your afternoon with tea.
Of course.
Tea and
the Lord.
And the
works with me all the time.
Tea and the Lord.
And the Lord. We'll see you here tomorrow.
Remember a day like this, Transfiguration. Do you remember that?
Easter passed.
When Jesus came back. You know, Easter passed a few weeks.
To heaven, and now he gave us the power.
He came back.
Now we are waiting for the Holy Spirit
to come. No, some disciples were doubting.
The helper.
You remember? A group of disciples were doubting on their way.
The way to,
Bishop David.
Okay.
As they were walking, then the Spirit appeared in front of them. And he said, you people, you never learn, you never know, you never remember, you did not pick up anything that I said, that one time the Son of God will return. They were panic state.
Yes.
That's the situation of Africa. Remember Malcolm X said, a black man never likes the truth. And Malcolm X was assassinated by a black man.
Yeah.
It is not a white man who planned to kill Malcolm X.
X's story was really, he went and changed and became a Muslim, and
yes,
and the rivalry between
his fellow black people plotted to kill him.
Yes.
So this is exactly what happens in this world. When you talk the truth, they want to kill you because people know it is only in evil that they can accumulate wealth. Can you accumulate wealth in truth?
You can. Maybe not as quick.
No, in truth. When there is truth, can you get wealth?
Like what?
Can you go truthfully and say I've stolen?
No, you can't.
You have to go in disguise to say I've been sent from above.
But you can work out, you can have an honest living and work well and still
yes, that's a different scenario.
Yes.
But I'm saying in the terms of evil and the truth,
yes.
You can't accumulate wealth when there is, when there is truthness. Some checkpoints will say, boss, you said it, you are said, can we have the letter?
Yes.
So they accumulated this wealth through theft, through evil. Yeah, that's divinity for you.
Okay.
There comes a time.
There comes a time.
Shakespeare said, the world is a stage where you come, you play,
and you exit.
And you go. And we have now exited.
You're exiting now.
Thank you very much, all of you watching us. Continue to watch all our programs. They are loaded there. There are many. You can pick one that will make you happy. And we thank millions of our viewers. Thank you very much. We leave you with the Uhuru Park. Our satellite, please direct it there to bring Uhuru Park. Thank you. In the next 20 minutes left. Thank you. God bless you.
Kwanza nitapeana hotuba rasmi kutoka kwa serikali ya Nairobi City County. Alafu tutaongea mambo mengine baadaye. Asanteni. Excellencies Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, Senator Wetangula, Cabinet Secretary for Labor, Honorable Ukur Yatani, the Secretary General of Central Organization of Trade Unions, Brother Francis Atwoli, Secretaries General of Trade Unions represented here, Excellencies, Ambassadors present, waheshimiwa wabunge na viongozi wote na wananchi wa Nairobi, hamjambo? I'm happy to join you here today as we mark Labor Day 2019. I'm particularly happy that my brother Francis Atwoli invited me to share this important day to mark progress in advancing the rights and welfare of workers and to address the challenges found across all sectors of our economy. At Nairobi City County Government, we interact regularly with several workers' unions. They can confirm that we have enjoyed a fruitful relationship. We may still have a few unresolved issues, but I have expressed my commitment to address all the challenges facing county workers. Ladies and gentlemen, this year we found ourselves in a unique situation when we supported a pay increase for our county government workers union staff, only for Salary and Remuneration Commission, that is SRC, to oppose it. Nairobi was also among a few county governments that honored its deal with the Kenya Union of Nurses and the Kenya Union of Clinical Workers, settling outstanding claims. The challenges that remain outstanding, particularly in the health sector, are because devolved functions failed to come with adequate money. As a result, many county governments are struggling to fund their activities. There has even been talk that health should no longer be a devolved function and should be returned to the national government. As the Council of Governors, we want the national budget to devolve more money. The 15% we receive is not enough. We inherited a huge wage bill, and almost every shilling we get from the national government goes to pay salaries, leaving very little for development. Nairobi, in particular, has serious challenges because we inherited pending bills amounting to 60 billion Kenyan shillings. County governments have not been defeated to deliver services. Devolved responsibilities must come with devolved resources. Nairobi hosts the national park, yet all the collections go to the national government. All the levies from the hotel industry also go to the national government. We must, in the spirit of devolution, share some of this revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, Nairobi City County Government is the third largest employer in Kenya after the Teachers Service Commission and the uniformed officers. We have more than 13,000 employees and our monthly wage bill is 1.2 billion Kenya shillings. With the pay rise we recently awarded our staff, our salaries now total 14 billion shillings a year. My county government is negotiating with the national government to use some of the money the national government owes us to settle the debts the county government owes pension schemes like LAP Trust and LAP Fund. Our talks are at an advanced stage and we hope to settle some of our debts in the next few months. Many of retired government workers live in Nairobi County houses and have been struggling with rent arrears. Some had become victims of cartels who will evict them and allocate the houses to other people. It is for this reason that my county government has announced a waiver of all rent arrears in our residential estates. I urge tenants in our county houses to ensure that they now pay their rent on time. We will also soon replace county rent cards and introduce tenancy agreements or lease agreements. All our tenants shall cooperate. In conclusion, allow me to congratulate all of you on this Labor Day and to close with a quote from Karl Marx. Workers of the world, unite, for you have nothing to lose except your chain. Luckily, most nations, organizations, county governments apply ILO rules, labor relations laws, CBS, etc. to mitigate and improve the welfare of workers, and my government has not been left behind. With those few remarks, nawashukuru sana, na leo si siku ya siasa, leo ni siku ya kusherekea wafanyikazi duniani. Kwa hivyo mimi sitaki kuongea siasa mingi, ni kuwashukuru nyote kujitokeza hapa, na mimi naomba wale vijana tukuwa na nidhamu, tuheshimu viongozi, tuheshimu mabalozi, tuheshimu kotu, sababu leo ni siku yao. Kwa hayo machache, asanteni sana, Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki nyote.
Asante sana ndugu gavana kwa speech yako. Kitu sasa tutachukua hii nafasi nimuite Assistant Secretary General wa Kotu Brother Nadome ili atambue wale wageni wote ambao wamehudhuria siku wa leo. Karibu bwana Nadome.
Asante. Thank you very much, Benson. Chief guest, allow me to recognize the distinguished visitors who are with us. I'll start with ambassadors and country representatives. We have the Dean of Diplomatic Corps, Ambassador Beyeng Ruson of Eritrea. The rest I will be reading as the ambassadors and also country representatives. We have a representative from Republic of Congo, Senegal, Indonesia, Cuba, Serbia, Nigeria, Iraq, United Arab Emirates, Russian Federation, Sierra Leone, Egypt, Republic of Sudan, State of Palestine, Ukraine, Somalia, Rwanda, Botswana, USA, People's Republic of China, Democratic Republic of Congo, Portugal, Oman, Yemen, and we have representatives from UNEP, ILO, and Tanzania. Political party leaders present. We have Honorable Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, ANC party leader, with us. We have Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, Wiper party leader. Honorable Senator Moses Wetangula, Ford Kenya party leader and Bungoma senator. Governor Nairobi County, His Excellency Mike Mbuvi Sonko. Members, honorable members of parliament present. Honorable Maoko Maore, MP Ntonyiri. Honorable Beatrice Elachi, Speaker Nairobi County. Honorable Jeremiah Lomurukaki, MP Loima, Turkana. Honorable Gladys Wanka, MP Homa Bay County. Honorable Mishi Mboko, MP Likoni. Honorable Fatuma Gedi, MP Wajir County. Honorable Gladwell Choriot, MP Baringo County. Women Rep rather. Honorable Florence Mutua, Women Rep Busia County. Honorable Elsie Muhanda, MP Kakamega County, Women Rep. Honorable Teddy N. Mwambire, MP Ganze. Honorable Captain Ruelda Muhammad, MP, Women Rep Lamu County. Honorable Edith Nyenze, MP Kitui West. Honorable Tom Odege, MP Nyatike, fellow trade unionist. Honorable Godfrey Osotsi, nominated MP ANC. Honorable Senator Clovis Malala, Deputy Minority Leader, Senate, Kakamega County. Honorable Joshua Kutuny, MP Cherangani. Honorable James Onyango Koyo, MP Muoroni. Honorable Tim Wanyonyi, MP Westlands. Honorable Peris Tobiko, MP Kajiado. Honorable Justus Kizito, MP Shinyalu. Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe, MP Navokolo. Honorable Anthony Oluoch, MP Madare. Honorable Senator Dr. Gertrude Musuruve, Kakamega County. Honorable Esther Pasaris, Nairobi, Women Rep. Honorable TJ Kajuang, MP Ruaraka. Honorable Charles Nguna, MP Mwingi West. Honorable Rosa Buyu, MP Kisumu County, Women Rep. We have Honorable John Mbandi with us, MP Mbita, Minority Leader in the National Assembly. Honorable James Nyikal, MP Seme. Honorable David Sankok, nominated MP, nominee 001. Honorable Ronald Tanui, MP Bomet Central. Honorable Catherine Wabilianga, Women Rep Bungoma County. Honorable George Aladwa, MP Makadara. Honorable Rose Nyamunga, Women Rep Kisumu County. Honorable Jacqueline Aduol, nominated MP ODM. Honorable Raphael Wanjala, MP Budalangi. Honorable Babu Owino, MP Embakasi. Honorable Julius Mawade, MP Embakasi South. Honorable Samuel Atandi, MP Alego Usonga. Honorable Engineer Nzambia, MP Kilome. Honorable Kihilu, MP Kahiti. Honorable Senator Enoch Wambua, Kitui County. Honorable Chris Wamalwa, MP Kiminini. Honorable Samuel Simba Arati, MP Dagoretti North. Honorable Ayub Savula, MP Lugari, and lastly, Honorable Beatrice Adagala, Women Rep, Vihiga County. Chief guests, allow me to recognize the internationals who are here. I'm told there are still more. Oh, Shakir, Honorable Shakir, Kisumu. Honorable Shakir Shabir. Yeah. Internationals. Chief guest, we have Enric Maihak, the FES Frederick Herbert Stifton Country Director. With us, we have Anne Karume, International Transport Federation Deputy Director, Regional Director. She is one of us here in Kenya. We have Mecca Abney, who just joined us from USA. She is Country Director, American Center for International Solidarity. We are also having our friends, fellow trade unionists from Egypt. We have Brother Mohammed Salem Morad, is the Vice President of ETUF and President of General Trade Union of Workers of Agriculture. He is accompanied by Sister Nadia Ahmed Hali, who is a spouse to Brother Mohammed Salem. With us also, chief guest, we have Haid Masal, Treasurer of G2WA Egypt. We are also with Brother Mohamed Elay, Executive Director of International Relations, GTWA. And lastly, Brother Morad Mohammed Salem, Public Relations of GTUWA Egypt. Chief guest, we also have with us Abdi Karim, Honorable Abdi Karim, member of FAFI. Lastly, we also have chief executives of various, Omboko Milemba, sorry, I don't know. Omboko Milemba, fellow trade unionist, MP of Emuaya. And Ronald Tanui also, I don't know, yeah? Yeah. Ronald Tanui, Bomet Central is also a fellow trade unionist. Oh, Wilson Sosion, nominated MP ODM. Others with us, chief guest, we have the chairman of the NSSF board, Major General retired Julius Karangi. We have the managing trustee, NSSF, Dr. Anthony Omerikwa. We have chairman NHIF board, Anna Murithi. We are also with the acting MD and CEO of NHIF, Nicholas Odongo. MD and CEO, National Private Security Authority, Vasul Mohammed. He came here very early in the morning. With us also, we have Director of TVET, Dr. Meshach Oporwa. And then also, chief guest, we have MD and CEO of NBK, Wilfred Musau. Nicodemus Odongo. Chief guest, as I finalize, we also have with us, he came very early, sorry for this, Caleb Amisi, MP for Saboti. And we have MCS, a number of MCS from Nairobi County and also Kakamega County. We have County Commissioner also, Nairobi. And lastly, allow me also to recognize the Secretary General of ODM, Edwin Sufuna. With that, chief guest, I think that is the end of the exercise I was given. And I'm sorry if the other distinguished guests that are with us and I didn't recognize you, kindly accept my apologies, but get to know that you're recognized fully. And we thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Nadome. On behalf of Kotu, I take this opportunity to thank all of you who have agreed to grace this occasion. We don't take you for granted. We are aware that you had your busy schedules, but because of the concern and the interest you have on us, you decided to come with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. May I now take this opportunity to invite Brother Wilson Sosion, who is the Secretary General of NAT, but also a nominated member of parliament to talk on behalf of all the MPs representing trade unions in parliament. Welcome, brother.
Yeah, thank you. The Cabinet Secretary for Labour, Honorable Ukur Yatan, Your Excellencies, the former Vice President, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Your Excellency, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Secretary General, Central Organization of Trade Union, Brother Francis Atwoli. I will not forget the champion of workers who has worked beyond any known statutes, His Excellency the Governor of Nairobi, Honorable Mike Mbuvi Sonko. All protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. Huu ni siku ya historia katika Kenya hii leo, sababu tumekusanyika kama wafanyikazi chini ya KOTU na kwenye maudhui moja, kupigana na ufisadi ili kupuni nafasi za kazi. This message is meant to open salvation, economic salvation, life of dignity for all Kenyans, is not only workers. Na katika hii siku ningependa kuwakumbusha Wakenya the role of labor movement, so that is not ignored. Tumeona wale wanatutusi tukiongea. The labor movement is meant to ensure good governance and transparency in any nation anywhere in the world. Na sisi hapa Kenya tutasimama katika barabara hiyo. Tumeona wale wanajaribu kukashifu katibu wetu mkuu. Na ukiguza Atwoli, umetuguza sisi zote. Kama wewe unajaribu kuanza vita na Atwoli, unajaribu kuanza vita na kila mtu na Wakenya masikini katika nchi hii. Na kwa hivyo tunasema sisi tukiongea kama wafanyakazi tuheshimiwe. The Cabinet Secretary for Labour, a strong economy depends on a government that respects the existence and operations of strong unions. It is shaming today that as we are gathered here, Mwajiri, the employer, Federation of Kenya Employers, has boycotted this event. This is a shame. Shame, 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 shame on you, the employers of Kenya. Hata tukipigana mambo ya ufisadi, lazima tupigane ufisadi na tuangalie wala unahusika na kazi zetu. Yes, yes. So today as we fight corruption, we shall strip naked wale wote wanahusika na kutusumbua sisi wafanyakazi na kusumbua wa Kenya. It is wrong for FKE to lead employers to boycott Labor Day. I wonder what you, the Cabinet Secretary and the government, would be doing here when the employers have the audacity and arrogance to avoid and boycott Labor Day. Na tunasema wafanyakazi katika historia ya nchi hii are the cause of industrial unrest. Sisi tunaacha na kugoma. We are committed workforce, and labor is a critical workforce in any nation. Kwa hivyo waziri, uko na jukumu. There must be sanity and order in this country. Na nikimalizia, ningependa kushukuru bunge. We want to thank Parliament very sincerely. And for the first time, there are 6 of us from the trade union movement in Parliament, and we are not ashamed. Na tutakuwa huko na hatutoki. We thank Parliament for standing with workers and standing with Kenyans to defeat the miscellaneous amendment bills that were meant to take away the rights of trade unionists and workers. We thank Parliament for ensuring that NSSF is still represented fully by the workers who are the contributors. And we are happy Francis Atwoli is gazetted as a representative of workers. Major General, huwezi kuguza pesa yetu bila sisi. Hatutakubali. And we have a good chair of NSSF, Major General and Karangi, and epitome of discipline. Can also the employers be disciplined like you and like all of us? We also believe that we'll be able to defeat the attempt to remove the representation of workers at the NHIF through the miscellaneous amendment bills which is coming. And we thank the leadership of various parties in parliament for standing with us. This is what it means to give workers dignity, because quality workforce who work in dignity will ensure the growth of an economy. And as we continue to fight corruption, let us all fight it together. Haijui kabila, haijui dini, haijui chama. Lazima tusisimame wote. If we can all stand up one day, because we are living human beings who have been given good health by God, tusimame siku moja tuwe na maandamano kubwa. Nchi hii tupigane hii kitu, tutaondoa corruption in this country. And finally, the Big Four agenda by the President. And would like to tell the President, we support the President and the handshake that has been brought in this country to bring peace. Because through that handshake, there will be peace and equity in this country. And we look forward to a proper report of Building Bridges initiative, and if there will be a referendum, tutakuwa ndani ya hiyo, so that we can serve this country. And on the housing scheme, the 1.5% levy, the condition that the workers of this country, na isikike, ni kwamba for CBAs, collective bargaining agreements, before the employers implement, we must review the CBAs to compensate any deduction, short of which hatutakubali. But once that is done, we will be willing to support the housing. Before it is done, we shall not support. That is a spirit of give and take. So tunaambia mwajiri, usiguze payslip mpaka tukae tumalize na CBA. Na mwajiri pia lazima kubali minimum wage is a right. Bwana Waziri, you cannot subject workers in servitude. Kwa hivyo hatutaki kufanywa kama watumwa katika nchi yetu huru. We must live decently. Kwa hivyo hata minimum wage ikiangaliwa, then mambo ya housing itakuwa mzuri. Bila hiyo sisi tutapinga. Asante sana. We wish you a good Labor Day. Na tupigane tuondoe ufisadi bila uoga katika nchi hii. Those who are thieves, we shall name them as thieves and we shall come for you. Thank you.
We shall come for you. That's the message, and let Kenyans hear that we shall come for you. Thank you so much, Brother Sossion. Before I invite the Secretary General, Brother Francis Atwoli, I also want to recognize the presence of Engineer Peter Toom, the PS Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, who is also with us here. I also want to recognize Sister Nancy Karingitu, who is also the PS Maritime. She's here with us. Honorable Mohammed Bahari, the Chief Administrative Secretary, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. Brother Isaiah Kirigwa, Labor Commissioner. And finally, Honorable Moses Kuria, the MP for Gatundu South, who has just come in. Welcome, Brother Moses Kuria. Mine is a very simple one. We are out of time. Mine is just to take this opportunity to welcome my brother, my friend, my age mate, Brother Francis Atwoli, so that he could address this occasion. Welcome, Francis.
Atakaye anampenda Mungu. Ni nani atakayekomboa Kenya? Ni nani atakayekomboa Kenya? Ni nani atakayekomboa Kenya? Ni nani atakayekomboa Kenya? Yuko wapi yule kiongozi awatete wajane? Yuko wapi yule kiongozi awatete walemavu? Yuko wapi yule kiongozi atetee rasilimali yetu? Yuko wapi yule kiongozi atakayetenda haki? Yuko wapi yule kiongozi awatete wa Kenya?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bandi anasema recognize kama chairman ODM hajisi kumne.
Thank you very much. We are here at because of His Excellency the Governor of Nairobi, Mike Sonko. We recognize you as our governor. I want also to recognize, but they didn't mention you are a chair of one of our biggest political party. I want also to take special thanks to thank my friend Honorable Moses Kuria. Hata kabla sijaenda pahali popote. Kuria, wewe sijui iko wapi mheshimiwa Kuria? Yes, huyo Kuria ndiye alikuwa anatetea mimi. Huyu Kuria watu wakinipiga kwa TV, kwa kila pahali. Na juzi sisi tunakuwa kanisani, mambo ya ajabu, ndio tu sababu tunaunga hawa vijana, nani atakomboa Kenya. Mimi ninasema tuko na President Uhuru Kenyatta. Sisi kama wafanyikazi wa Kenya tuna support President Uhuru Kenyatta kwa mambo ya corruption. Na nikauliza vizuri hawa watu wengine, hata kama ni Wakikuyu wenzangu, wana lugha tofauti na president katika hii vita. Ni watu gani hawa wanapinga His Excellency the President kama ni Wakikuyu, na president anatusaidia kutoa mambo ya corruption? Sio wale Wakikuyu walioleta uhuru nchi hii. Hawa ni Wakikuyu tofauti, because mimi si Mkikuyu, nimesimama na President Kenyatta. Watu wote wa Kenya wamesimama na President Kenyatta. Na nikasema Mkenya yote ambaye hasimami na Kenyatta, yeye ni mshenzi. Because Mheshimiwa Moses Kuria, hii kazi nilipatiwa na Muiruri wa Karanja. My deputy was Francis Waweru. Chairman wa chama changu yuko hapa Margaret Wangoi. Hao wote ni Wakikuyu. Siwezi kusema Wakikuyu wote ni washenzi. Mheshimiwa Maina Kamanda, welcome. Maina Kamanda, mimi nimepigia yeye kura siku nyingi akiwa kijana, kansela wa Nairobi, tangu siku za Makaigwa, siku za Kahara, Adongo Chadwick akawa deputy, Fred Omido, Ajoyo Gendo wakiwa makansela hapa Nairobi. Sisi tunaunga Kamanda mkono. Na Kamanda anapata kura nyingi. Mimi nilizaliwa Nairobi. Na mimi nataka muelewe, besides ya kazi yangu ya kupatiwa na Wakikuyu, nikikuwa mkubwa, kwanza kuwa mdogo Nairobi, my first girlfriend ni Mkikuyu. So watu ndugu zetu katika grupu ya Tangatanga, msi-incite wa Kenya. Yule mama aliyelea mimi alikuwa anaitwa Mama Nyambura. She was the second wife of my father. Sasa nyinyi mnasema nini? Mimi ni Mkikuyu kushinda Wakikuyu wengine. Don't incite Kikuyu community. We want to support the president to eradicate corruption in Kenya.
chairman yangu NSSF General Julius Karangi amewekea nyinyi pesa zenu sawa sawa 260 billion 190 billion katika mikono ya investors. Yeye ni Mkikuyu, shanzi sana. Watu wana twist maneno, wana twist. Nimekasirika sana Maina Kamanda, nimekasirika sana. Nataka kutambua, nimetambua governor wetu yuko hapa, kijana mdogo. Namtambua Wiper leader, former vice president Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka. Namtambua Amani leader, Amani party leader Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi ambaye yuko hapa na sisi. Namtambua Moses Masika Weta, kiongozi wa Ford Kenya. Kwanza wacha nikwambie Maina Kamanda, mimi viongozi wangu hapa, the community and the provincial, former Western provincial leaders are here. Kama ni siku za zamani kwa dance naweza kufanya maneno kama Musalia ni ehare, Weta ni ehare, Kalonzo ni ehare. And I want to thank the honorable members of parliament who are here. Nilikuwa na hesabu wote na masenators 101. The whole parliament is here, including my friend Abdul Karim from Favi Northeastern. They are all here. Na wacha niwaambie wa Kenya, get me that paper, munilete hiyo karatasi. I recognize you all. I recognize the high commissioners and ambassadors who are here with us. I recognize everybody who is here, the parastatal heads and everybody. But General, wewe ulikuwa mtu hami, because MPs wako hapa, nimekuwa na kitu kinanisumbua. Let me read it in English. Kabla sijakuja kwa maneno yenu, leo tuko na wabunge na leaders. I have a problem, General. My son amekuwa Somalia. Hizo areas are there everywhere. My grandchild, wapi Philipos mama hapo? That is my son. Na wengine, yule mtoto anamuita mjomba kwa Kenya Air Force. He has been servicing majeshi yetu katika Somalia for the purposes of trying to help and stabilize our neighbors, so that when there is stability in Somalia, Kenya is safe. If there is stability in Uganda, we are safe.